Ultra-nationalistic ironic memes that American people would agree with unironically? What kind of place is this? Welcome to r/2American for you! And some of these posts might just get me in trouble. If you know anything about the 2blank4u subreddits, yeah, their memes get really spicy. The British Empire started after crushing Spain. The American Empire started after crushing Spain. Like father, like son. We've been making Papa Britain proud ever since. Just don't talk about 1776. What's funny is I think relations between our two countries did significantly improve after we defeated Spain. After 1898, the US and the British were always on the same side during wars. Ah, it's Julio. Good morning, Julio. He's outside with his sign, no matter where you are from, we're glad you're our neighbor. Meanwhile, this other guy who's certainly not Julio. Go back to California. Freaking transplant. Well, at least he's just thinking that. Everyone's always welcome to the US as long as you aren't a Californian. There's nothing less American than this American state. And I live here. International migration, it's time to party. Domestic migration, ew. This is literally how New Yorkers are. If you're found with pepper spray, you might be charged with a criminal offense. This includes a maximum of 10 years in prison and up to a $5,000 fine. Lol, you can buy that stuff off the shelf. Another US dub over our neighbors to the north, Canada. I literally always see pepper spray at like sporting goods stores. I actually did not realize it was illegal in other parts of the world. Apparently it's prohibited in a lot of countries. What's interesting is apparently bear spray is legal in Canada, which is obviously far, far stronger. Things I love about America as a Luxembourger starter pack. Let's see what our favorite mini nation in Europe has to say about us. I'm actually extremely curious. So much sun. New England almost gets twice the sunshine we do. Really, Luxembourg? Very relaxed fashion. Comfort valued over pretending status. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Matt Damon don't give a fuck. Super friendly and open people. At home, New Yorkers would be considered friendly chatterbugs. Never thought I'd hear that. Super accepting. You can be seen as a real American even if your parents, grandparents came from someone else. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later in this video. Super spacious. Housing with AC. Yes, not very environmentally friendly, but you know. So much land owned by the public and not by a guy whose ancestor got it in the Middle Ages from a duke. Finally, great culture and discusses society's flaws and tries to improve. Okay, I wasn't fully expecting this starter pack, but thank you, kind Luxembourger. I didn't know what to expect, but yet I'm still surprised. Fortunately, the vast majority of us Americans are only thinking of one thing right now. Give it to me. This is a terrible video to bring this up, but I'm actually not the biggest fan of hamburgers. I'm just over it by now. Europeans love how Americans have a lot of nature parks. It's endearing. A Luxembourg burger, by the way, is best served with a generous dusting of seasonal affecting disorder and a side of traffic jam. I only need to spend 2% on GDP because I live on an island. Well, I only need to spend 1.6% of GDP on defense because I'm surrounded by allies, says Germany. Amateurs. What did you say, punk? Amateurs. Canada with only 1.38% of their GDP on defense. Thousands of kilometers from the closest combat zone, only shares a land border with its closest ally, and said ally has the most powerful military in the world. Sorry, in the history of the world. Yes, USA. All the while, Canada's territorial integrity is vital to our national security in the US. As America's hat here, you don't have to worry about defense. Ain't no wonder Canada got all that good old stuff up there because they don't gotta worry about all this. Even pepper spray not necessary up there. Yeah, problem is, if you look at them historically, Canada loves their war crimes. Maybe it's a good thing they're not spending on defense anymore. I want to spy on the entire freaking world with you. Frick yeah, let's do it. Wait a second. Oh, it's New Zealand, Australia, and the UK. Let's include them too. The Five Eyes pack, which is, basically 1984. Basically, they're here to steal all of our data. They be spying on all of us. I didn't even realize there's also 9 eyes and 14 eyes. Okay. Not to be confused with Five Guys, which is in fact burgers and fries. How many times do you think we're gonna mention burgers in this video? Let's show some appreciation for the United States' largest aircraft carrier. It literally can't even be sunk. And to think this US technology was being developed some millions of years ago. This aircraft carrier was so powerful at one point, it owned us too. Okay, we might possibly have 2 aircraft carriers like this. Another 1984 reference? These islands were literally just called Airstrip 1 in that novel. China claims the South China Sea because reasons. Meanwhile, America, what if we just grab the entire freaking Pacific Ocean? You can have just this, that's fine. Apparently it's the sea floor that America is trying to claim, like all of this. Well, actually it's just 1,000,000 squared kilometers on the continental shelf, and in reality it's actually just this. Still a lot, but not quite the entire Pacific Ocean. Oh, but they did get something somewhat close to China by the Mariana Islands. No, you're not Chinese! Even though you know more Mandarin and Chinese history than I do. Bro, I lived in China my entire life. Even my wife is Chinese. Bro, I just became a US citizen. Congrats, bro. You are an American. Okay, I don't want to be overly patriotic here, but this has always easily been my favorite fact about the US. It was even more prominent to me after I did a lot of traveling for a few months there. Doesn't matter what corner of the earth you're coming from, when you're an American, you are seen as an American. Melting pot supremacy. Live free or die. We dare defend our rights. Finally, Eureka? Yeah, not all US state mottos are equal. This dates back to California history. When people would come to California during the gold rush times, you'd say Eureka when you found gold. But yeah, as time has passed, this state motto is kind of boring. It's kind of hard to compete with live free or die from New Hampshire. To be fair, there are other state mottos that are kind of lame as well. Oh yeah, there's also Texas. If Disneyland is the happiest place on earth, where do you think the saddest place on earth is? Oh, that would be obviously Pennsylvania. I don't think any place gets more depressing than here. Love this was posted by the New Jersey account. Babe, wake up! We are in New Jersey. And just look at all those things to do. Man, we're about to have a blast here. Can't wait. 1920, be Californian. Get duped into buying Australian eucalyptus trees. Plant thousands of acres. Australians forget to mention it takes at least 100 years for the trees to mature. Thousands of investors go broke. 2017. 100 years later, eucalyptus trees have spread everywhere and have finally matured. Australians also forgot to mention the trees produce a highly flammable toxic oil that builds up in the tree. California proceeds to burn down. I literally think of this meme every single year. We always have forest fires. And in the back of my head, I just imagine Australia like this. It's almost as if they didn't want to be the only place on Earth that had to deal with it, because they too also have really bad wildfires. Well, thanks Aussies for letting us join. Forcing us to join. Chicagoans, when they've gone 4 minutes without dumping some BS in the river. Wait, how often do they do this? I knew it was a lot, but dang. I guess to be fair, dumping things into water that shouldn't be there is kind of an American pastime by now. This whole thing started just because we dumped some tea in the ocean. But for the great city of Chicago, Illinois, they like to dump green dye in their river, which I feel like I gotta go see this one day. This red dot is the location of the most head-on fish collisions in the world. It's the region in the Atlantic where US waters meet UK waters, and British fish are still swimming on the wrong side. Wait, what? Oh, okay, wait, this took me way too long to figure out it was a joke. Driving on the left side and the right side of the road. Okay, I should have figured that out sooner. Do we have data backing up where the most fish collisions occur? Top Gun sticker on Chinese J-10's pilot helmet. An American movie promoting the American military-industrial complex on this Chinese pilot's helmet? I mean, I don't think I've seen any better example than a complete cultural victory by the US at this point. I know that that joke has been thrown around a lot, that if we were playing a civilization game, the Americans won like a couple decades ago. Through the cultural victory path, we didn't even use domination. I feel like that never works anyways. I can't believe he thought this was a good idea though. That's what I was gonna say. His social credit score might be going down so low, he might not ever see his family again. The European mindset will never understand this. Of course, this is probably somewhere in Texas. The big old Bucky's battleship. I'm sure there's like a Walmart located on board too. Oh, of course, there's a Whataburger. Oh, it doubles as an airport. What prompt was this AI given in order for it to make this? We have cruise ships, yes, but have you ever been on a land cruise ship? A 36-wheeler. No, it's got to be way more tires than a 36-wheeler. I love that 75% of it is just parking space. This is the most American thing. The AI absolutely nailed us to almost an embarrassing extent, I have to admit. It can drive exactly 0.75 miles before having to stop at an overpass and burn a whopping 50,000 swimming pools of gasoline. This is too walkable. Everything has to be 2 miles apart at least. Americans will look at this and think, hell yeah. He's not wrong. As always, big thanks to my patrons. Month 2. In Drew's basement. Drew's Argentinian Grandpa. DOOCHBAGGINS. Boys. I can't sleep. KansasWasMentioned. Amateur Archaeology. aPhatNarwhal. Carmel Fredrik Tibblin. KingBearHaze. KirinoIsBestGirl. Mgmluthegoat. Tyrol. Tambre. Mexican 760. If you like your name here, check that link to Patreon down below.